What up, everybody, and welcome back to another ZACHAMANDER YouTube video. I cannot believe it that today is our 2-year channel anniversary. I just can't believe it how long it has been. Thank you guys so much for getting our channel up to 113 subs. I think last year we were at like 50, 100 subscribers maybe. I cannot believe it, so thank you guys so much. And thank you guys for getting us all the way to way over. I think maybe like way over 2,000 views now on this channel, maybe even way more than that. So thank you guys so much for helping out this channel by viewing it, and thank you guys so much for subscribing. And by the way, thank you all so much for getting our Young Bucks video all the way over to over 1,000 views, 1.7k. It is now competing with my Powerhouse Hobbs YouTube video that I made from AEW Revolution. So thank you so much, Chars. But anyway, you guys tune into this video to hear about another review. And today's review will be about Lightyear, the new movie. Now, we're going to go based off of a few things. We're going to go based off of the overall gist of the movie, what it was about, and then we're going to jump in to what I liked about the movie, and then what I disliked about the movie, and then how I, out of 10 star rating, and then how I would rank all the other Toy Story films. Now, we start off the movie with seeing Buzz Lightyear going to this new planet and going off on his new mission with Commander Hawthorne. I thought that moment of the movie was really good. And I love the beginning because it showed so much new things. And it showed like how Buzz Lightyear got his lines. And like we saw in the first Toy Story movie, it went from how Buzz Lightyear went from getting those lines because when he crash landed in Andy's bedroom, he said almost the exact same stuff as he said there at the beginning of the Lightyear movie. Now, I also loved how the whole movie went up until the end of the middle. I think going there from the end was very different. Now, I'll get there. One thing that I like is just, it goes from all these amazing scenes, we meet all these new characters, and I just like it, and I loved how Lightyear goes from that mood swing, trying to be like that hero, and like trying to, complete the mission, but now he wants to be the hero, and then he actually thinks about like, oh yeah, I need to really do this for these people, and then he really starts to get thinking about like, you know what, maybe it's not so bad here, we can make it like a new life, and it really goes from, it focuses on Buzz himself, and that's what I loved about the movie. Now let's go into the things that I liked about the movie. Okay? Now, the one thing that I loved most about the movie, I think if Socks was not in this movie, the movie would be a little bit on the worse end, as it already was. But Socks was the one who definitely saved this movie from not being so much of a train wreck. Because what me and my parents agreed on, Socks is like a Baymax in cat form. You know what I mean? But not like so much, oh yeah, health and all that stuff. It's just that comedic relief of Baymax is in Socks. And I think Socks was an amazing character in this movie. I laughed so many times. And the also great thing about this movie was you went in watching the trailer thinking that, this movie may not be that really good. But then when you watch the movie, I actually thought the movie was okay. There may be a lot of people who disagree with me on this. But when you're going and looking at a diehard Toy Story fan's opinion versus an overall person who will go to the theater and see the movie, which don't get me wrong, I'm that too. But you look at me, like, and with all these other Toy Story YouTubers, like, all of us combined as a Toy Story fan group that we are, like, the top tier Toy Story lovers are really the people that, like, I'm not going to say other people's opinions don't matter, but a lot of the people who are above the Toy Story fans and the people that love the Toy Story movies and the Toy Story fan community on YouTube, we have, like, much more of an opinion where we can really say, like, yeah, this movie was okay, because we're trying to compare it, you know what I mean? No, like, I think everybody who went to Lightyear and said, this isn't that great of a movie. I understand from where you're coming from, and I'll get into that in just a second. Now, all the other characters are good. Now, we go into Commander Hawthorne. I actually thought that she was a great character in this movie. And, all that team, I loved how, her, granddaughter, I think it was Alicia Hawthorne. I am sorry. I saw that movie, like, last week. Or I forgot, like, I saw this movie, like, last week. So, bear with me here, guys. So, I think it was Alicia Hawthorne. And I thought she was a great character because I loved how that team went from being not even rookies, newbies, and then learning from Buzz, who is like that top-tier space ranger, and then they learned from the Master. I just thought that was perfect. And now this is the type of moment where we're going to get into the bad parts of the movie. Now, I didn't think there was too many bad moments in this movie. I thought most of the movie was actually pretty good. But now we get into, I think, Zurg. I think they, up into the beginning and middle of this movie, they played off Zurg so poorly, making him, dude, they just made him this complete, amazing character. They had so much potential for him. But then you go in and you make it his, another Buzz. They completely try to ruin Toy Story 2 in that moment, where it's just, they go in and they try to make Zurg look like just another guy, like just another Buzz. When they should have made it his father, then it would have been a lot cooler. If they play it off that way, like in Toy Story 2. Don't get me wrong, I thought Zurg was great robot version. When Buzz came out there, it was an older Buzz. They could have done it so much better. And they could have played it off so well. But the overall aspect on how the movie was, if they made Zurg his father, then it would have been great. Now, this is what they could have done. If they made Zurg without unmasking him and revealing him to be another Buzz from another universe, then, then that would have, okay, but you could have made it into the sequel, and you could have Zurg been this huge thing, and nobody would have known who he was. Could have been this robot, nobody knew who he was at the beginning, and then they could have blown up the ship. Boom, he's in space. And then just at the post-credit scene, boom, he's alive. Again, somehow. The ending was great. It's just they didn't have to play it off as that other Buzz. But as a Toy Story fan, I thought this movie was pretty good. Now, if I were to rate this movie, if I were to go along and rate it on, now I'm going to go based off of Toy Story fan and my other persona, which is a regular movie critic that goes and loves watching these movies. I'm going to start as a regular movie fan first. If I were a regular fan and I didn't watch the Toy Story movies as much as I do, then I would probably have to go in, and if I were a normal theater fan, I would probably go in and I would rate this probably a 7-star review. If I were a regular movie fan and I went there and I just saw the movie. Now, as a Toy Story fan, off of what this channel is normally based off of about, which is Toy Story, Jurassic Park, and professional wrestling, I would have to go in and I would have to rate this movie probably an 8.5 stars. Now, it's just because I understand why people get a bad rep on this movie. Because, like what my mom said, and I totally agree with her, this is not Pixar's best movie. The one thing I'm glad they didn't do was they Toy Story 4'd it. Now, I think all the Toy Story fans know Toy Story 4 sucked. And I'm just glad that they didn't Toy Story 4 it. That's all I'm saying. I thought Toy Story 4 was okay. I definitely would say that it was the worst movie. I wouldn't say it's one of the worst movies Pixar has done, because there are some way worse ones. But I'll have to go on the lines in saying that Toy Story 4 was not their best. But I think Lightyear made up for Toy Story 4 in this case. Now, this is the final part of the video, where I will go in and I will rank all of the Toy Story movies, going from all the way down the list. Every movie, including Lightyear. Now, for me, I have to say Toy Story 2 is the best one. And just as a matter of fact, I just restarted that movie and watching it again. And I did 1 as well. Toy Story 2, I think, was the best story, and it was just the best Toy Story movie. They couldn't have done anything different to make it better. Now, I would have to say number 2 the second Toy Story movie that's in second place will be Toy Story 1. That movie is a classic, and the way how I'm seeing it, if it weren't for Toy Story 1, there probably wouldn't be any Pixar movies if it weren't for that. Because if it weren't for Toy Story, Pixar wouldn't be the same. And Toy Story went on the lines, and they made it. Disney should be thanking Toy Story. They should be thanking John Lasseter, bowing down to him for making that incredible movie. Now, number 3, my third favorite Toy Story movie. I'll have to go and say Toy Story 3, and then number 4. Now the next place would be Lightyear. But in my personal opinion, when Lightyear comes to Disney Plus, I'm gonna have to watch Toy Story 3, and then Lightyear back to back. Because in my personal opinion, I think Lightyear and Toy Story 3 right now on the same level. I'm not that big of a Toy Story 3 fan, as a lot of people are, but I will say that it is a good movie. But I need to watch that and Lightyear again to see which one beats each other. As of right now, I'm kind of on the Lightyear side. So as of right now, keep it locked in as 3 beats Lightyear, and Lightyear's number 4 ranked. But I wouldn't be surprised if later, when it comes to Disney Plus, that might change, and I will make a YouTube short about that once I watch them both. Now, as we all know, my number 5 ranked is Toy Story 4, and that will always be a movie that I regret having been so hyped up for. The trailer did it, and then I watched the other trailer. It was good. Then I watched the movie. When I saw the movie, I loved it because it was Toy Story. Now after growing up and out of that phase, the cracks showed, and I mean a lot of cracks showed. So, with that being said, I will have to give Lightyear definitely probably an 8.5 star review. So, thank you, Buzz, for being there and making, in my opinion, this incredible movie that showed who you are. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys love my new YouTube intro. I had one of my best friends work on that for me, and he did an amazing job. So, I will put his channel link in the description. Go subscribe to Asphalt 9 Glory. He is the guy who made my new YouTube intro and my new logo and banner. So go subscribe. It would mean so much to me, and it would mean so much to him if you could go subscribe to his channel in the link in the description below. So, like we always say, 2-year anniversary. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and put that notification bell on. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye, everybody.